ENQUIRIES. I'm back with another Camp America video. Got my cushion that's like conveniently always in the background. Got my New York t-shirt on. It's all happening. For those of you who have randomly stumbled upon this video and have never seen me before, now looking at this thinking, what is that creature? Hello there, my name is Kirstie. I was the Camp America vlogger for summer of 2016. I worked at Adirondack Camp in upstate New York in 2016 and again last year, so I have accumulated a lot of knowledge about all things camp. I've made quite a couple of videos talking about Camp America and camp in general on my channel, so they're all there if you want to check them out later. But for now, in my previous Camp America video on Instagram and on Twitter, I asked if you guys had any questions about anything Camp America related and said I would answer them in the video. So you gave me the questions, now it's time for answers. Let's go! Question number one, what is Camp America? Fantastic place to start. Camp America is essentially a company through which you can apply to work at a summer camp in the US, and they will essentially sponsor like your visa application and things like that, which makes everything super smooth, and you can get a temporary J1 visa to go over and work in a summer camp and actually get paid for that work. So yeah, that's what Camp America is and what they do in a very tiny nutshell. There's a lot to it, but in a very tiny nutshell, that's what we've got. Why do I do this every time I say tiny nutshell? What about this signifies tiny nutshell? I wonder sometimes, how do counsellors from the UK or other places fit in with those from the US? Ooh. In terms of staff, I didn't think too much about where people were from other than, oh, you're from New Zealand, that's awesome. At my camp we had quite a mix of where people were from. We had people from Germany, we had people from Spain, France, Australia, New Zealand, the UK, and that's all areas of the UK. We had people from Wales, Scotland, Ireland and England. People from all over essentially. And there doesn't seem to be a line as to how, you know, international staff and US staff are treated. There should never be one of those, and there isn't, which is great. So everyone just kind of meshes in and you all just become like this little family. And yeah, it does get quite fun when the kids get there because, you know, some of the kids, especially younger campers, I noticed loved having an international counsellor. In the cabin that I was in last summer, there was 2 Scottish members of staff and they loved it. They took the mick out of our accent so much, but it was hilarious. I honestly don't know how many campers came up to me and were like, I'm this % Scottish, and you're just like, are you though? It's just funny. There's no difference as to how you're treated, how the kids treat you. You know, they will love you regardless of where you're from. So yeah, hope that answers that question in a weird roundabout way. What was the scariest thing about going out there without properly knowing what was happening? I'm guessing that's in reference to my first year. Do you know, I was pretty set on going, so I didn't find the process of going out there that daunting at all. What did start to become a little bit daunting about it was the fact that I knew no one who was going to the same camp as me. But I would ask on social media if there was anyone else going to the same camp. I would, you know, ask on like different pages and things like that, and I would never, you know, get in touch with anyone who was going, and I started to think, am I the only human going to this camp? Even on the Camp America flight, there was like a massive bunch of us on this one flight out and not one single person. There was like this one camp that had like 13 folk going to the same camp and they were just having a great wee time, and I'm over there going, yay, New York! Even when I got to the arrivals hotel, which is the hotel that everyone gets bused to on your first year, you stay there overnight and then you get taken to your corresponding, you know, airport if you're getting another flight to a different state, or if you're getting a train, which I was getting. Even in the arrivals hotel, I didn't meet anyone at my orientation when I arrived who was going to the same camp. I only met them when we all got up at like 5 in the morning to get on a bus and go to Penn Station to get a train to upstate New York. And then there was like a crowd of like 8 of us on the train, so it was all good. So that was probably the scariest thing, that I started to wonder like, oh my god, I'm not gonna know anyone even when I get there. This is gonna be super awkward. But it was fine. You know, everyone's on the same boat. Next question. I'm wanting to apply to camp for 2019, but I will only have just turned 18. Do you think it's still a bit young? And will I be missing out on anything? And are there many 18-year-olds that go? Okay, first of all, very good for wanting to apply. I completely agree with your life choice. Second of all, I don't think 18 is too young at all. If I could go back and change it, I would have applied when I was 18, purely because that would have meant I was applying in my first year of uni. And I came to find out after the 2 years of doing camp that when you're at uni, it's that surefire way that you're gonna know you can pick up and leave for 3 months or so, and you know, you're not gonna have anything like commitment wise here. So had I done that, I would have been able to go like 4 years in a row. So if you apply when you're 18 and you find that you really like it and you want to go back for a couple of years, at least you've got that leeway. You know, if you are a student, at least you've got like that little bit of flexibility. Whereas for me, I applied after my 3rd year of uni, and then I went after I finished uni. I actually missed my graduation last year. But you know, I wanted to go, that's fine. Camp for 3 months, walk across the stage for 3 seconds. So I think applying at 18 is, you know, a wise idea, that you're giving yourself the wiggle room that if you do want to go back and do it again and again, you have, you know, time to do that. As for will there be other 18-year-olds there at my camp, there definitely was. Last year we had a very young staff actually. My camp operated this system called CITs, which was counsellors in training, which basically meant in their last year of camp, 17-year-old campers would essentially train to be counsellors, and they would train in like different activities and such. So last year we had a lot of CITs from the previous year come back as staff, meaning that they were 18, and then we had a lot of international staff and, you know, staff that didn't come from the camp but were still 18. So yeah, I don't see a bother with it at all. I don't think you'll be missing out on anything. I did notice that when I went I was hired at a recruitment fair in 2016, and I noticed that when I went, there was an age requirement for some camps. So some camps might be over 20, some camps might be 18 and up, most camps are 18 and up from what I remember. So yeah, I don't think it should be a problem. I've been looking at Camp America for a while now, and I'm considering applying next year. Could you persuade me more to give it a try? I'm not even going to say anything for this one. I'm going to link in the description the playlists for videos that were made by our videographer at my camp for those 2 years, 2016 and 17, and I'm going to leave my Camp America playlist from the Camp America YouTube page, and I'm going to link them all in the description. Go and watch some of those videos and then decide for yourself. You will see something that clicks for you, and that will make the decision for you. So my lips are sealed. Videos in the description. Go check them out. What is your daily routine like at camp? Ooh, you're testing my memory here. Oh. As much as this is a real pain in the backside answer, it differs from camp to camp. I can only speak from the one camp that I went to for 2 years, so other camps could be drastically different. You had your wake up bugle at 7:30, you had breakfast at 8, and then you had inspection that would last like 15 minutes, if that. And then you would have the kids' activities starting at 9:30. They would have 2 activities, and then they would have lunch. After lunch you would have this thing called rest hour, which was essentially like chill out time in the cabin. So after rest hour you had another activity, and then you had this little thing called cookie break, which was just like a 15-minute break where everyone got a cookie and like a wee cup of juice and just got to chill out and catch up during the day. After that you had 2 more activities, and then you got changed into, we had a uniform at my camp because it used to be a military camp, so it was quite, you know, I don't know, just well structured, I guess. So you had this thing called retreat, which was like, we had a flagpole at the top of our ball field. Everyone goes around it in a semicircle and we take attendance for each cabin. Once everyone knows where everyone is, we all go to dinner. You do an evening activity, then you've got first taps at 9 for juniors and intermediates, and then you've got second taps at 9:30 for seniors. Seniors may have senior chill, and which is basically just like a wee campfire thing where the seniors, all the boys and girls can go and like hang out around the campfire. It's really cute. And then it's bedtime, and then you get up the next day and you do it all over again. I will say this though, even though it's like a routine or a structure, it never gets old. You never feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over. I can guarantee you the kids will not let that happen. They will keep you on your toes. There's always new things going on in activities, and you'll always be teaching new things in activities as well. So everything's just really, it's so great. I believe on my Camp America playlist actually there's a day in the life of a camp counsellor video. Is there? I'm pretty sure there is actually. There is. I know this. So yeah, the day in the life video is essentially just me vlogging little bits of my day, and you'll see a little bit more of what is involved with each stage. So yeah, give that a wee gander if you want some more information. Where's my next question? How often do you get time to leave camp and explore the area around camp? Again, I'm going to be a total pain in the butt and say that this differs from camp to camp. For my camp though, we had 2 nights off a week, which was from around 9:30, just whenever your campers were settled and in bed. I would never leave my cabin unless I knew that everyone was settled. So you had time off from then until midnight, and it essentially meant that you could do whatever you wanted on camp. You didn't get to leave camp because, you know, it's very late. But you could go and hang out in the staff room. We had like 2 or 3 computers that you could go on and check stuff and send like some messages to your family, catch up with them and things like that. There was a TV where you could go in and watch a movie. Or you could do what I decided to do, like a good couple of my in-nights as they were called, which is sleep. It was great. In addition to that, I also had time off. I can't remember the exact number of hours and I'm not going to try and work it out, but it basically meant that after we did our attendance thing before dinner on, you know, the Friday, which was my first night off, I would be off from, say, you know, let's just say around 6 on a Friday night. I would be off the Friday night, I would be off all day Saturday, and I really wouldn't start work again until 7:30 on the Sunday morning. So you do have time to go off camp if you've got someone with a car. Like we went to Burlington and places like that in Vermont. So yeah, you can get a fair wee bit of exploring in. There's something stuck to my floor. What? Ew, that's gross. Oh, it's a wee bit of plastic. That's not that gross, that's fine. I'm not old enough to apply to camp yet. I will probably do it in a year or so. Would love to know a bit more about the application videos and what those should include. Great question. Also, were many people at the recruitment fairs alone, or did they have friends or family with them? Okay, so if you haven't seen it, I did a quick video about applications, interviews and recruitment fairs. I will link that at the end of this video on my end card if you want to go and check that out. I know the recruitment fairs are done, but you know, like applications for the future, you know, it's all knowledge. Since I'm talking about recruitment fairs, I'll just answer the second question, or the second part of the question first. You know, most people that I met at the recruitment fair, most people that I met at the recruitment fair, well done me, they were on their own. They weren't with family. Why do I have a really itchy eyeball? Most people just came on their own. Occasionally you'd find people who, you know, met someone there that they knew, but they didn't arrange to be there together. It was just by chance. But everyone starts talking to each other anyway. You're going to be waiting in lines for either getting your initial interview done or getting interviews for camps, and you're going to meet people anyway, so yeah. More on that in that video, it will be at the end. For the first part of your question though, about the application videos, I do go into a little bit of detail in that video about them. Mainly what I would focus on in the application video, and they do have a little bit about this on the Camp America website as well. What they're looking for is to get a real sense of who you are as a person, what your personality is like, what your skill set is like, and basically just put a visual to everything that you've put in your written application. So for me, because I made videos, I was automatically able to show that I had, you know, videography and editing skills, so that was easy. But your video doesn't need to be edited in that way. It can be something quick that you've recorded on your phone. It just depends, it's up to you really. In terms of content, you're looking at showing like your skills, your hobbies and your personality. So I said a little bit about myself, where I was from, what I was interested in, things about my personality, my sense of humour, all that fun stuff. I talked a little bit about hobbies. I put like some funny like overlays and pictures and things like that. I talked about sports. I put some videos of me at diving and at boxing, I'm pretty sure. I don't even have my application video anymore. Do you know, it was actually as a private video. It was saved to my YouTube channel for like a year and a half, and I deleted it just before Christmas, and now I'm kind of thinking, oh my god, I wish I hadn't. I could have shown that to be like an example. Oh, that's so annoying. But I don't know, maybe next year, or maybe at the end of this year when they open applications for next year, I'll make a video all about application videos, and maybe I'll make like another mock one just as an example. I don't know, but I hope that wee bit of information has been helpful. My goodness, there's a lot of questions. When is the best time to do Camp America, before or after uni? As I mentioned in a previous question, if I could go back and do it again, I would have done it as soon as I was going into my first year. So I would have applied after I finished my high school career. Before I started my first year of uni, I would have wanted that to be my first year at camp. That's just what I would go back and do, because I kind of like the thought of being able to give myself more flexibility. Fair enough, I could have done it in my first year of uni and then decided that all I really wanted to do was 2 years of camp, but then you've got time and you've got those summers to do anything else you want to do. But it really depends. I would recommend considering, you know, look at the dates of your university, and if you've got a little bit of a later start and you find camps that work in with that, at a recruitment fair or something, you know, definitely consider it. It can work very well in your favour. Oh, this is an interesting one. Should you book Camp America treks before you leave for camp, or can you book them with friends while you're there? Honestly, treks aren't something that I've had personal experience with. I didn't go on a Camp America trek. I arranged my travel independently. I went some of it with people that I met the first year round, and then I went solo for a little bit, which was great, and then I met up with a friend from home. She flew out to meet me in Vegas for a week, which was awesome. And then last year I went travelling with, you know, one of the best friends that I made from camp. What I can say is that I remember getting emails while I was at camp saying, we've still got this many spaces on this trek from east to west or west to east, or the southern states, or whatever they were called. They were still sending out emails saying that they had spaces. So, you know, maybe it is possible to book them while you're still at camp, but you can also sort out, you know, your own independent travel with people that you meet there out with the camp trek system, if you know what I mean. That's something to check on the Camp America website, I would guess. So yeah, maybe double check with them. If you can't find anything on their website that says exactly, maybe give them a wee email. They can help you out with that. I'm sure they can. Oh my goodness, maybe this should be my last question. This is gonna be a really long video. This is a good question to end on because, oh my goodness, I'm going to yawn. Ah! Oh my goodness. Ah! Excuse me. This is a good question to end on because it leads into another video that I'm gonna make. What best clothing to take, what, I guess that's supposed to say what is the best clothing to take to camp, but I get what you mean. The age-old question, what to pack for camp. In 2016 I made a packing tips video. It is still on my channel. It's also on Camp America's channel, so if you want to go and look at that, I will I link that at the end? Nah, you can go and find it. It's easy to find. It's a very poppy thumbnail. So in that video I talk about a few things that I was packing for going to camp the first time round. I found going to camp the second time round completely different. For one, I had a completely different job, so I needed to take different stuff for that. Two, my travel plans afterwards were very, very different, so I had to take different stuff for that. Three, the first year round I took a backpack because I was doing loads of moving around with my travelling, whereas second year round I took a suitcase because I was going to be in places for longer lengths of time. I do want to make another packing tips video though. I will probably put that out around April at some point because I know a lot of people do actually leave in May. So I'll put it up in April, and that'll give people, you know, some time to ask questions and things like that, and enough time to actually see the video. But don't worry, I'll answer your question in that video, don't you worry. And I think I'm gonna call it there. There are loads of questions, and I will try my very best to comment back, message back, tweet back to questions that I haven't been able to answer. I will try my very best. But oh my god, this is gonna be one long video. Oh damn. A good time to end it there, I think. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you want to see, I can't remember what video I said I was gonna link at the end. What video was it? I actually can't remember. This is how long this video is. I've been filming for that long, I can't remember what I said. Future editing me will put that thing that I said I was going to put there, right there. And down there, as always, will be the first video in my mental health awareness and suicide prevention fundraiser series. If you don't know about it, please check out the video and find out more information. If you have seen the video and you've decided that you would like to donate to the cause, the Just Giving link to do that is in the top line of the description, and that is where it shall stay for the entire year that I'm doing this. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to give it a big one of these, leave one of those, click subscribe. Much love, you guys, and I shall see you all on, when is this going up? Monday. Bye!